Welcome to the Smart Chiropractor Show and the Mindset Mentor segment. The big question today is how to stay sane in an insane world. How do you do it? Jason, I'll ask you to pick it up right there. That's a big question.
Well, this is what many of us are facing, myself included, which is why I sort of chose this topic right now because, if you're watching this in real time, there's some crazy stuff going on out there right now, regardless of which side of the aisle you are on. I'm in the aisle, and I think all sides are nuts right now. It is just beyond understanding. And that's kind of really the issue. Nobody's understanding the other people's side. And we are really in what I have seen to be the most polarized circumstance in my lifetime. I'm sure there's been others that have been worse, but we are in a time where I don't think it's crazy to call it crazy. We are in crazy town. It is insane times. And I personally have been, as if you've been watching me, this, and tracking our progress, I've been trying to answer this exact question, and I think I have. Many of you have watched over the weeks. I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza's week-long meditation retreat. I do a lot of personal growth and development work on my own. I read most of the popular books that are out there and many of the classics that have been out there. This has been a topic and subject that I have been passionate about, both for my own personal benefit. I like staying sane in an insane world, but also because it's such an important topic for chiropractors in our profession, because we are really in the crosshairs. We've been in the crosshairs of insanity for several years now. Let's start with the obvious insanity that it shouldn't be hard to communicate with people that they could actually heal themselves without drugs and surgery. That shouldn't be a hard thing to do. But of course, we are living in the bizarro world. People would rather argue and take drugs or the doctor said there's nothing I can do and live that way. It's just beyond bizarre. And if you've been doing this for several years, you're not just new out of school, you may have accumulated some of that crusty mind sense that kind of goes, what is going on in this world? Add the pandemic, add, all the controversy of mandates, add now, all of the my body, my choice craziness. I mean, it's just out there. I'm not concerned which side you're on. You don't need to be concerned which side I'm on. That's not the point of all of this. The point is, how do you stay sane? And here's the formula. It starts with the context of understanding that there's only so much we can do, you can do. And that's really what my takeaway is and my gift to share with you that shifted things for me. I was going through a period where I stopped liking myself. I stopped liking most everybody else because I was just so involved and interested and really caught up in all these different topics, primarily the mandates. It's just beyond my understanding of how we could live in this world with such, I don't know if you call it tone deafness or corruption or all of the above. It just is out of control and crazy. And we all have our versions of what that is. And here's the formula that has been working for me. I invite it to share it with you. It's taking a pause and recognizing and realizing what it is that you are going to get involved and do something about. That's what my message was for me. If I'm not going to do something about it, then I'm simply wasting my energy getting crazy about it, complaining about it, getting around other people who get all riled up about it. If I'm not going to take action, if I'm not going to donate money, if I'm not going to engage and get involved to do something that can actually make a difference, then I shouldn't be spending my energy, focus, time, and mental sanity on that topic. And I invite you to consider the same. If you're not going to make this your thing, that you're going to put your effort, your energy, your dollars, your time, your voice behind, if you're not going to go all in behind a cause, then focus on those causes you are going to put your time and energy into. And I came up with a little bit of simple formula. A lot of people like to simplify things. I love talking in terms of bumper stickers because it's just easy to remember. So here it is. We're going to write it down. Focus plus action equals progress and sanity. Your focus, what you choose to put your attention to, is your reality. Listen, there's an infinite number of problems going on right now. There are people being killed in different parts of the world, people going hungry, people susceptible to diseases, poverty, an infinite number of problems exist in this very moment around the world. You're not concerned with all of them. You're concerned with the ones that you choose to focus on. That's an important distinction, because there's always problems. You go, well, that's insensitive. No, it's not. It's reality. There's an infinite number of problems going on right now that if I were to focus on and pay attention to, would drive me mental. I'd be concerned. I'd want to do something. I'd want to get angry and get vocal. I'd want to invest my energy in things that I'm not actually making a difference in, that I'm not applying my talent, my skills, my money, my resources, my focus, my voice behind. And so that's what's been working for me, and I think it'll work for you too. Now, focus plus inaction is what leads to frustration and insanity. And that really is the takeaway. You get to choose. Are you going to focus and take action and be sane? Or are you going to focus and not take action and drive yourself crazy? And so you apply that formula in any way, any topic, anytime you want to. But that's really what's gotten me back to a state of calmness and cause, of the ability to go, okay, I can appreciate there's lots of issues going on. I'm not being insensitive. There's lots of things and lots of causes that people take up and do something about. But I've come to realize through listening to experts, maybe like even Jordan Peterson, for example, I've seen online. Again, it's not about the politics, about the messaging. And the message really was, find something you're passionate about and make a dent. Do something about that thing. Get focused on what you will do something about. Get focused on what you can make a difference in. Get focused on something that you can rally behind as your cause. And our profession, and as far as I'm concerned, continues to be the best kept secret in all of healthcare. And if there's one thing I believe that we can apply our collective talents to, it's elevating our profession and growing your practice. And that really is what is driving all the passion you see with Jeff and myself, the Payday Practice, our book, our done-for-you automated marketing programs, our reason for focusing on email and social media. It all comes down to exactly this same principle and philosophy. This is something we can do something about. So focus and action equals progress and sanity. That's why we do what we do. And hopefully it's going to be the reason you do what you do. Jeff, I say thank you for bearing with my good times and not so good times and the insanity we've all been just somehow getting through with a lot of unknowns and a lot of uncertainty. So thank you for being a friend during those times. What comes up for you in this formula? I know, we sometimes trade, I'm up, you're down, you're up, I'm down. That's what friendships are all about. What's your takeaway from all this?
I think the big thing is focusing on what you can control. It's a sort of slightly different take on what you just described. And ultimately, there's just a lot of stuff going on, as you said, and too many things that any one person can have a meaningful impact on in a realistic way, especially as you have a chiropractic practice trying to take care of people in your community. So really being able to focus on what you can have some level of control over, I think, is an important part about it. Sort of taking that step back also is so critically important. We can get into these vortexes, I think, mentally, physically, and habits, etc. All these things come into play. And, if being a chiropractor and a business person isn't stressful enough, you have all these outside factors. So being able to take a moment, as you described, take a step back, evaluate what's going on, and really, focusing on those items that you see positively happening day in and day out in your life, in your practice, and having gratitude for them, I think is some of the most important things that you can bring to the table each and every day to maintain a level of happiness and saneness amongst the insanity. So fantastic kickoff to today's Smart Chiropractor Show. If you have not checked out all of the Mindset Mentor segments, head over to YouTube, or if you're on YouTube, we have a playlist built. We have all of them laid out. Be sure to subscribe and you will not miss one in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Smart Chiropractor. To not miss a single thing that's clinically oriented, marketing oriented, or more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel today.